What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It is, well, I mean, technically there's blood in the streets, there's red on the markets, and oh shit, cryptocurrency just took an absolute dumperino. 112,237, and unfortunately, this may not be one of you here. It doesn't look like it's finished yet, which is obviously a little bit of a concern. In tonight's stream, we're going to be breaking down what happened, and should we be worried or not? I'll tell you what I'm doing as we sort of go through tonight's stream. But yeah, should we be panicking? Is this the end? Was everyone right all along and we were just blindly going into, you know, complete nonsensicalness? Or is there something that's a little bit of foul play going on? And I might just be able to prove it in this live stream. I might just be able to prove it. Everyone else is going to tell you, oh, crypto's down. Oh, we're absolutely sort of crazy. Oh, everything's going to freaking zero. I might just have something that proves that this might have been a manufactured event. In fact, this could have been on purpose. That would be crazy if we could absolutely pinpoint the exact moment people decided to wreck this market. Well, imagine if I could. That could be pretty interesting. Anyway, we're going to break that down as well as everything else because we got to get into it tonight. There is a lot to talk about. This is an important stream in my opinion, so if you could, as always, smash up the like button to remind your all-time high. Also, don't forget, please do share it out. It's good on cheese. Share it out because it is important. This stream tonight is going to be super important, all right? So hopefully you guys are ready for it. I'm excited about it. I've been researching. I've been getting into the nitty-gritty to bring you the latest in alpha content as well as trying to keep you absolutely on track in this market because, boy, today is a test. The question is going to be, did you survive the test or not? So let's say hello to a few people, then we're going to get all into it. It gives you a chance to smash up the like button and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, 37, good to see you. Smash the like button on the way in. 37 knows what's up. Mr. Tim Shea, welcome. Craig's here. Good to see you. Jesse, the legend. Appreciate you. Obi's in the building. What's going on, Obi? Craig's in the here. What's going on, Craig? Apparently some guy called 2-Bit Crypto is there as well. What's going on, 2-Bit? Anyway, Tomato Pete's here. Good man. Welcome in. JFR, been missing you, buddy. Good to see you about it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As always, Oscari, welcome in. William's here as well. GigX says, when alt season? We're in it, bro. It started 3 weeks ago. Don't hate me 2-Bit. Still on for a bullish September. Don't hate me, Obi Joe. It's still at 4%. Yeah, still on for a bullish September, bro. This is a thing. Like, people are getting way overreactive about this market. I'm still holding. That's what you mean, despite what my portfolio looks like. Yeah, well, look, it is what it is. Welcome in, Shane. Good to see you. Vixen says, crypto, manipulation of the market. Really? You mean crypto is a scam? Well, yes, it is. I mean, I wouldn't go as a scam. It's not crypto that's a scam. Scamming the people that are dumping it. That's the do-do-do-do-do-do-do. We'll talk about that in a minute. But welcome in. Cheers. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. The real Sean's in the building. Good to see you. Areku, Ollie Holmes, I think I said hello to. Casey says, hey, thanks for the help. I need it. What's going on, brother? End of the bull run. Oh, just a dump before the start. That could be it. You know, that's the big question. Anyway, welcome in, everybody, as always. We appreciate you coming in. Crypto, no underlying asset, no cash flow. Fools forward to gain value. It's pure gambling. I feel like you haven't researched cryptocurrency enough. What's going on? Fairground. As always, though, on this channel, everyone is entitled to their opinion. If you think it's a scam, don't invest in it. If you don't think it's a scam, welcome to the channel. Hopefully, we can try and educate a little bit more. But again, you do you, I'll do me, and we'll see who wins in the end. I mean, it's not a competition, but it'll be me. Anyway, prove me wrong, crypto boy. I'm 42 years old. Oh, man, I'm definitely not. I'm a man. That's fine. That's fine. I will endeavor to prove you wrong, certainly. Anyway, when meme season, well, let's hope for it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what's going on today. Let's talk about the pain that we have unfortunately felt today. Although we say pain, it's not really. Here it is. A big old dumperino. A big old dumperino, which is, again, it's sometimes just part of the market. Davo's in the building. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. My bags are down 20%. It must be over. We have to sell it all. Trench. Maybe that's the answer. Maybe we just missed it. Maybe we were wrong all along and we should have sold when everyone else was selling. Oh, like I said, maybe there's something else. Anyway, come back in a minute, TikTok. Let's talk about what's going on. So this pretty big candle here is the old dumperino. Now, obviously, we were losing support at this key level right now. We did actually post this in the alpha group in the Discord. If you're interested, become a channel member. You get free access to that. Worthwhile. And we actually talked about some key levels. So, I mean, are we surprised we rolled over? Maybe to the extent that we got, which is a pretty big dump. It is really 112, 145 right now. Like I said, doesn't feel like it's entirely over just yet. We may actually see a little bit more, but there is a few other things that are going that are in play right now, and we'll talk about them in just a minute. But this is a pretty big candle. But what we have found, and worth noting, by the way, I just did something, but I don't know what I did. Anyway, what's worth noting is where we start to play out on some of these key levels. So as you can see here, the 0.5 Fibonacci 115739 is what we lost last night. We then broke, like smashed through the 382 Fibonacci at 113,734, just absolutely wrecked it. My view, by the way, and actually, again, we called this in the alpha group, this could be the target we're looking for, 112,253, which is not what I'm sure people want to hear, but we have to deal with fact and potentially where this is going to go. So the 236 Fibonacci at 111 is probably in play on the daily chart. Now, we got some pretty interesting statements coming out of Stephen Mirren. I'll break that down for you guys. We obviously have Jerome Powell. He's going to be speaking on Thursday, I want to say, in which that'll kind of work through. Now, I'm going to fast forward just really quickly before we get into this. Here's why I think this was a deliberate dump of the market. Because the reality is that the S&P 500 yet again broke is it tomorrow? I can't remember if it was Thursday or Tuesday. So the S&P 500 broke a new all-time high today. The NASDAQ, not quite the same, but still up on the day. The Russell, very bullish indeed. And something we haven't been talking about, which I'm going to discuss a little bit more, is the VIX, or the implied volatility snapshot and what that is playing out like, which then filters into this discussion that we're going to have in a minute. Gold broke a new all-time high today. So if you culminate all those together, basically where do you get to? People are not comfortable in risk assets still, all right? Still, which is fine, right? It's fine. Okay. So given the fact that this is not a giant move in the market, that led me to believe there was some other things at play. Now, we can go through altcoins. It's a similar story. I mean, look at this. Solana just destroying this channel that it's been in, which tells you that there is a real push down in the market. Cardano doing the same. XRP, albeit wicking back up on XRP from that lower 270 range, which is kind of nice in fairness. And actually, we could end up closing reasonably okay. BNB doing the same. Obviously, the rest of it. Now, Zebek turned green. Surprise, surprise. I mean, that is an obvious trade that comes in. And then some other ones. Aethia continuing to print, which is good news. That's actually bolstering my portfolio at the minute, which is kind of nice. Rest of the altcoins getting absolutely obliterated. Asta. Now, interesting on Asta, this took a really big dumperino. And I actually bought back in 138, and I've been DCAing every time this has gone down. So I'm actually now at like a break even, which is kind of nice, even though this is taking a big wick down. But we'll touch on that a little bit more. And then memes getting absolutely like just demolished, all right? It is what it is, right? That's the life, okay? Pump fun, again, could be coming back into the range, which could be pretty interesting. So that's kind of where the market is. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we are where we are. The volatility is what volatility is. I mean, again, do I think we are going higher? Yes, I absolutely believe that the market's still got the best to give, and I still believe that we've got a lot more to come. But this market got me thinking, okay? Got me thinking, TikTok. Alts are June War FUD lows again. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Enter for 20% of all actives. Okay, interesting. The real winners just bought Bitcoin and the SP 500. The rest, awful. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Interesting, not quite as bullish as everybody hoped for. Lots of bag holders this cycle. It's tricky. Absolutely agree. So this dump, though, got me thinking, right? It got me thinking because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. You've got the S&P rallying. You have, you kind of expect some sort of craziness that happened through the night. Maybe like the Japanese market rolled over, the housing market crashed in China. I don't know, something like that. You kind of get into this place where you're like, what kind of happened, all right? What kind of happened? Where did it all go wrong? And where do we now sit? And I couldn't leave it alone. I was like, okay, this doesn't feel right. The fact that we're still pretty bullish here on the September potential, which again is good news, at 3.93, may that roll over a little bit further, perhaps. Okay, again, we're not going to worry about it, right? But this is kind of where I got to, where I started to do a little bit of research. So hold on to your hats, people. We're going to dive into this. So here is the total liquidation chart. FYI, by the way, 1.66. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. $1.66 billion worth of longs were liquidated today, 137 million worth of shorts. Okay, so that ratio is insane. And if you didn't see my XRP video where I talked about liquidation ratios and why these are important to just understand a little bit more about the market, I would definitely watch that video. But 1.66 total accumulation over the last 24 hours, 1.8 billion. It's the biggest liquidation event we have seen all year. And what you can see here is this is basically the total liquidations chart. So green obviously is longs, red is the shorts. So what you can see here is this insane spike that we've seen here. So look how crazy this is. This is basically running all the way from March, all the way to kind of where we are now. We can't actually go any further back, but again, that kind of gives you an idea. But I still weren't happy with this. I was like, something still doesn't feel right. This is such an aggressive dump, and there's no macro data. Maybe there's a little bit around unease of tariffs. Maybe there's a little bit around the Fed cut being 25 basis points and a little bit of indecision between some of the Fed members. Maybe it's the fact Stephen Mirren's gone in there and Trump's basically appointed him. We'll touch on what he talked about and why it's important, but something still doesn't add up. And then I was like, okay, let's just understand where these liquidations have come in, because this should point us in the right direction. So then you go in, I came into here and I was like, okay, let's go to the 4-hour chart. Right, okay, so we got two pretty big wicks down, 1 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the morning. This was for me. So then I was thinking to myself, could we go a little bit nearer? Oh, we can. So we can now pinpoint the hours in which this happened. Okay, this is important to think about. So again, you can see here the big liquidation event started at around 1 o'clock in the morning. We also got another big liquidation event at 7 a.m. Okay, can we go even further? And the answer here is yes, we can. We can take it by the 30-minute, and we then start to see how much actually came in. So for example, between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. UK time, we saw nearly $1 billion worth of liquidations. Okay, so then I was like, okay, well, let's go to 15 minutes. Right, okay, so hold on a minute. So in a 15-minute window, we saw nearly $1 billion worth of liquidation. So for whatever reason, at 7 a.m. UK time, over $1 billion of trades got liquidated, right? Okay, well, that seems a bit strange. Well, let's go to 5 minutes. Let's go to 5 minutes. What does that look like? Well, the reality here is that we can't actually go back as far as I wanted to, but it's the same freaking number. It's absolutely insane. So we can pinpoint to within a 15-minute window exactly when some of these liquidation events come in, right? Okay, so why is this important and how does this therefore play out? So then you start tracking what liquidity is being moved around, and you kind of understand, okay, 13 hours ago, what did we see? We saw gigantic amounts of capital moving from exchanges. More importantly, we saw gigantic amounts of stable coins moving to exchanges. Ask yourself why. Why all of a sudden, look at this, in the exact same time. So 13 hours ago, Binance Hot Wallet took $11 million worth of USDC, right, into one hot wallet. Into another hot wallet, it took $10 million. Into another hot wallet, it took $12 million. And then it started to take some Bitcoin, more USDC, more USDC. What? Then it started to do it the other way. Binance Hot Wallet dumping Bitcoin back into Wintermute. So what they were doing, and again, I'm not saying that this is factual, albeit you can see it's on chain. This is just Binance, by the way. You can see a little bit of Gate.io, right? But this is just Binance. Binance dumped freaking hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and they moved hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stable coins onto their exchange. What does this tell us? And I think it's important to understand this. And again, if you're brand new to the cryptocurrency market, by the way, this is sometimes just how the game is played, right? It's not fair. You are a very small fish in a very, very big pond. And even if you've got the biggest wallet in the world and you think you're an absolute G, you still haven't got as much money as some of these exchanges have. So what you've got here, in my opinion, by the way, is a coordinated attempt to shake the market. So let's just recap exactly what I mean. We can pinpoint to a 15-minute window where $1 billion worth of trades were liquidated. Okay, you'd argue they were over-leveraged trades, but that's a window which we can get to. We also then can say at that exact point, we saw tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stable coins going into exchanges. Why is that important, I hear you ask? Well, the retail market panics. Totally panics. They want to close trades out. They want to de-risk. They want to take margin out. They ultimately want to get out of spot bags. Everyone is freaking out. Do you know where you can see this? You can see it here. And even if we go to 15 minutes, you can, guess what? Pinpoint the exact moment, which for anyone who's really not following this, is 7 o'clock, okay? Which is the exact moment we saw the liquidation event. What you have here, in my opinion, is a coordinated exchange move to liquidate over-leveraged positions, while at the same time, they are like, oh, here's some stable coin. Keep it on our exchange. We've just completely shafted you, but keep it on our exchange, right? Keep it on our exchange. It's definitely worthwhile. this is why where I get to, I'm like, okay, we're seasoned to this, baby. We know what's up. Where it gets crazier is you can pick any freaking exchange you want and you start to see the same thing. Galaxy Digital, Pantera Capital, Wintermute, all of the big exchanges fucking dumped huge amounts of stablecoins into their platform, while at the same time, we're dumping enormous amounts of BTC and ETH back into it, totally liquidating the longs. And that's why you get such a massive change. Now, don't believe me that nothing's even happening right now. It's still freaking going on. But what do you notice here? Well, you notice it's the complete other way around. Wintermute dumping $15 million worth of Bitcoin back into Binance. Oh, that's a bit of a surprise, isn't it? Wintermute yet again dumping $20 million worth of USDC back into it. Oh, what's this? They dumped more Bitcoin back into Binance. What the freaking hell, bro? My opinion, a complete liquidation event, completely designed to take this money. Bear in mind, understand where this money goes. This money basically goes into the exchange's pocket. Now, for a bonus point for everyone in the stream, who can remember the last time we saw something like this and then what happened afterwards? You can't leverage trade because exchanges can... Exactly, Obijo. Exactly. That's exactly that. Now, not that I really necessarily think James Wynn is a brilliant individual, but listen to what he says on X. He got wrecked for like, I don't know, it was like $78 million or something like that. This is exactly what he means. This is exactly why crypto will never receive any kind of full regulation. I mean, that's definitely possible. Or they will regulate the exchanges to the point where they are basically all like Coinbase, in my opinion, right? Classic fake out. Yeah, I agree. Sadly, the amount of leverage positions these days does impact growth. And yeah, 100%. Why? Because people over leverage. This is why we talk about on the stream. Don't go in with massive leverage and massive margin, right? It's crazy. Just go in sensible. And this is what happens. Think about sentiment. Everyone was like, oh, the market's going to be crazy. I actually had someone comment on a video and they were like, oh, do baby, check the charts. Market's dumped. And I'm like, bro, I said the week, all right? The freaking week. Think about it. S&P's rallying, gold's rallying. They just liquidated $1.6 billion. People are going to be like, holy shit, I'm not going to get back in. Now what happens? Sailor buying, Metaplanet buying, all these big banks are buying, more and more Bitcoin going back to exchanges. Now what they're going to do this week? They're going to pump it. Why? Because those people that got liquidated or that closed their positions are going to be desperate to get back in it. It's classic FOMO. You got to understand the game. If you want to win the game, you got to understand it. And unfortunately, lots of people don't understand it. It's crazy. Hey, bro, keen to give you access to my new tool, Claw. Okay, message me on. Either send an email to business@2bitcrypto.co.uk or message me on Telegram. I don't generally just chat on here. Or send me a message in here, actually, in fairness. I'll pick it up after the stream. Also, yeah, I said that. Okay. So this is kind of where I get to. Now, there is a couple of other things that we'll talk about, which, again, for me, tells us the exact kind of position we're in. But if you are truly wanting to put some value and understand how big this liquidation event was, just look at some of these positions that got liquidated. Okay, 7 o'clock coming in this morning. Look how quickly they came in every second. As an example, a BTC USD on Bybit got liquidated for $10 million. $10 million. Think about this. Look at these. 702.20, 702.20, 702.20, 702.20. These are different coins, different exchanges. 702.26, 702.28, 702.20. You are still telling me, or that people think they're going to tell me, that this was a panic sell. This was the end of the bull market. This was just a naturally occurring thing where all of a sudden at exactly 7 o'clock this morning, or about 7:02, we just saw a crazy biggest liquidation event of the entire year. Get the fuck out of here. No one's telling me that. No one's telling me that. Obviously, then what happens on the back of it, you see the markets totally freak out. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone thinks we're going to freaking zero. People are then dumping all throughout the day, and the markets are in complete chaos and turmoil. That's fine. Now, I am not saying what you should do in your strategy. I'm not telling you to go buy anything, and I'm equally not telling you what to do. This is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a bloke who talks about cryptocurrency on the internet. However, do you know what I did today? Bought some freaking cryptocurrency. I was like, okay, bros. Okay, bros. I'll play your freaking game. Do you want to dump Pepe 14%? Fine, I'll buy some more. You want to dump Sui by 8%? I mean, I didn't buy any more Sui, actually, because that was more. But you want to dump Aerodrome Finance? Fine, I'll take a little bit of that as well. Ondo, 91 cents? Yes, please. All right? That's what I did today. I am convinced about where this market's going. I might get it wrong in terms of the top, but it's not yet. That's my opinion. Anyway, so the question then is, what is going to happen tomorrow? Well, this could be very interesting with Jerome Powell. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit about what Stephen Mirren said. He gave his full breakdown, particularly around where he thinks monetary policy is for the US. But there are some key bits of legislation coming through. Now, I'm not saying Nancy Pelosi inside trades, but it's interesting that the market's absolutely dumped its arse off. And now, bipartisan support is like, hey, can we get 401ks sorted? Can we get Bitcoin in 401ks? Go on, Trumperino, sign the freaking document. Pretty interesting. But yeah, anyway, that's my opinion. This is, albeit, and I must context this, by the way. As much as I am pissed that the market's down, pretty much I don't enjoy these days. It's not like I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like the market's down, let me just dump some more money into this market. I don't like it when I like these. I want to pump to oblivion and sail off into the seas on a Lambo-based yacht. But at the same time, when you understand what's going on, we've always said that on the channel, if you truly understand why the market's doing what the market's doing, you're a bit like, fine, let it do what it's doing, and then I'm convinced we're going to go up. I could be wrong, though. Anyway, in times like these, one must practice an ancient trading breathing technique called HODL. Exactly. To my do the same. Buying is so much easier than selling. Selling is stressful. Exactly. Yeah, you got it. It's Lauren 420's in the garden. I popped in to put the kettle on. Thought I'd say hello before I go back out. No signal out there. In the garden? It's freaking freezing. It's like 9 degrees. Jesus. Ridiculous. Okay, so what's important to reference here as well, by the way, it happens, mate, it could be, I agree. I think it'll be green by the end of the week. That's my opinion. That's what I talked about in my video this morning, but yeah. People are hoping for alt season sooner rather than later. Want this Bitcoin dominance weekly bullish diversion to become invalidated. That's what we're looking for. Guess what it is? It's back on the old trend line. Why? Because people bought freaking Bitcoin. Now, interesting today. I had a conversation. This is actually true, by the way. I had a conversation with ChatGPT, and I'm way going to do this more often. Like it's loads of fun. But I was talking with ChatGPT about ETFs, right? And I know people are going to be like, Timmy, what are you talking about? You complete lunatic. But I generally was talking to ChatGPT about ETFs, right? It was loads of fun, and I learned a lot. So what's interesting is, as you can see, BlackRock bought over 2,134 Bitcoin. That's the most Bitcoin they've bought now in about 4 weeks. No surprise, in the market that's dumped, they bought an absolute shit ton, as did Fidelity and Grayscale Mini. So we actually saw, I think, a pretty solid inflow day. Now, what is interesting to this, and the question has been said for a number of times, why is it that some days BlackRock don't buy the Bitcoin, okay? Because I was asking the question, if I look at the pre-market, I can see that BlackRock are positioning themselves to buy, as an example, 2,134. So BlackRock had that in the pre-market before the market's open. So what is it? What is that? And how can that help us to understand what's going to happen in the market? So the reality here is that when you see this on the pre-market data, this is basically demand that's already secured by BlackRock that are people that are going to buy Bitcoin. So they are saying, right, we are setting up a purchase and we want to go and buy this. Therefore, they have to go and get it. Okay, that's in the short term. What does this tell us, though? It tells us that right now, demand for Bitcoin through an ETF is growing. And I think this is important to reference. People might just be Wall Street investors, but they can also see a freaking dip when they can see a freaking dip. So again, look at this. You can start to see this accumulation now coming in. We are seeing more and more. Demand is on the way back. And I think this is important to reference. Again, this is a metric that not many people are looking at. Meant to be some big news coming tomorrow. Yeah, I've heard Trump might be talking about something tomorrow, but I don't know how true it is. Anyway, sorry, TikTok, I forgot to show you guys. This is telling us that demand for ETF and Bitcoin's coming in. Now, worth noting here that previously when we've seen massive dumps in the market, we then see an absolute massive rally when it comes to ETF accumulation. And I think the same is going to happen. Tomorrow will be an interesting day. Look out for the pre-markets. We'll obviously post that in the Discord if you are interested. But I think this is playing out, I mean, not quite as I expected, because I didn't expect to see such a massive dump today. But at the same time, we actually are seeing continuation inflows into ETFs. Look at this, for example, we're already at 222 million, and the rest of it is 246 milli was what came in on Friday. So ETFs demand is back, which is good news. And then likewise, if we start to see this dominance number come down, which we'll hopefully see, this could play out very favorably. Right. Also, we also got Michael Saylor buying 850 BTC and Metaplanet now raising more capital as they want to get hold of more Bitcoin. That's also another pretty interesting thing as well. So look out for that. Obviously, the bipartisan bill urging President Trump to sign the executive order on the 401ks, allowing people to put cryptocurrency in it. Pretty good news. We're all down for that. And then this was something else I wanted to just touch on really, really quickly, which is the implied volatility snapshot. Now, you guys may remember we talked about the VIX index a while back, which is basically the volatility measure of the S&P 500. You've also got treasuries that are rallied today as well. And think about it this way. So look at this. 30-year now at 4.2 up on the day, 4.77. Okay, we don't want to see this, right? We don't want to see US Treasuries coming in because these become a safer bet. People don't like volatility in the market. And look at this. When you start to break the volatility down, the volatility index of the S&P 500 is nearly 16%. Look at it on Bitcoin for the last 30 days. It's 24%. Therefore, people are not going to be interested. People don't want super, super crazy risk, especially Wall Street. Now, what are the reasons? Risk appetite, risk control. We said this a number of times. People deleveraging, taking a little bit of capital off the markets, easing out. Leverage and speculative positions. We just talked about $1.6 billion getting absolutely wiped out by exchanges. The regulatory and structural risks. Again, this whole 401k thing we need to get through. And interest rates, yield alternatives, and discount rates. As it stands right now, your returns currently, if you're a Wall Street investor, are better or less risky in the S&P 500 and gold. So why are people going to buy Bitcoin? Well, people are going to buy Bitcoin who are speculators, who are long-term holders. If you want to see the markets go absolutely batshit mental, we need super crazy retailers, and we're not getting that. So I thought this was an interesting kind of key thing. Remember, all of this sort of stuff we do break down in the premium the premium Discord. Again, just become a channel member. It's not going to cost you a lot, and you get all this kind of stuff that we break down every single day in the markets, including what may happen in the next 24 hours. So that's kind of what we get with all of that, right? Pretty interesting. Okay, one of the things I was talking about, which I want to just summarize really quickly, is this. Now, many of you may or may not know who Stephen Mirren is. He is basically the Trump-appointed federal chair that replaced Annalisa Kungler, who, if you remember, was anti-rate cuts, or not anti-rate cuts, actually, was certainly more modest in her rate cuts. And then you bring Stephen Miller in, who's like, yep, cut it. So, summary, by the way, this is a TLDR. He actually thinks the rates should be around 2 to 2.5%. So this mother trucker would cut 1% like next week. He'd just freaking dump interest rates. He's like, dump the fucking interest rates now. Anyway, so I want to just touch a little bit. He talked today. He actually outlined a very interesting proposal specifically around monetary policy and where he thinks it should be. And I want to just kind of break a little bit down. The thing on the chart doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. I actually want to just summarize it really, really quickly. So what does Stephen Mirren say, and how, therefore, could this benefit you guys in the crypto market, including myself? So boring, everything every day, new all-time high in crypto. Yeah, I know. The S&P 500 is literally where it's at, and we're here praying that, Bitcoin gets above 116. Anyway, so what are the key takeaways? Policy stance. He basically is in a view that monetary policy is too restrictive. And again, you've got to come at this from the point of Trump's kind of put him in there. He's put him in there for a reason. He believes federal fund rate should be between 2 and 2.5%, which is 2 percentage points below it. I mean, think about it. If they came in October and cut 100 basis points and then cut again, be freaking insane to 2.5%. And the reality is that, look, at the current levels, it's to balance inflation and employment rates. His concerns is that keeping rates too high for too long risk unnecessary layoffs and hurting the Fed's employment mandate. That is a big deal, okay? We know that that's something that's on the topic. We know that's something that's been discussed, and this could be the kicker in why we get bigger rate cuts, right? Worthwhile thinking about as this plays out. Tax cuts, deregulation, he talked about in terms of temporarily boosting demand, but long-term effects mainly rise potential GDP. And don't forget, the US just recently revised its GDP up, which is, again, interesting. This creates inflationary pressure. Net impact policy rates from the output gap is minor and compared to rate effects. Basically, you can cut rates with very little impact. Combining all effects, Mirren estimates the appropriate Fed's fund rate, we said 2.5%. Keeping policy too tight does ultimately risk unnecessary economic slowdown, especially given their stance on immigration and what they're doing with that. Okay, so his view was the US is too restrictive. This, don't forget, could play out. Hey, the pirate hat coming in, baby. Love it. Whoever sent that, that's absolutely class. I like that. I like the pirate hat. That's cool. This could play out favorably. Bear in mind, he's been put in there, I think, to sway the decisions. Now, on the back of that, actually, the opposite that, the Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic, who is also a Fed member, says there's going to be one interest rate cut in 2025. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. No. All right. No. We don't want to see that, okay? We don't want to see that. We don't want to see Bostic's view. One rate cut doesn't feel like that's the right thing, in my opinion, anyway. In my opinion. So, again, we'll see. We'll see. This guy's who? Stephen Mirren. In fairness, I did get ChatGPT to summarize this, and I'll tell you why. because I am not summarizing this. Look at it all. Not a chance. Just get him to summarize it. And I could talk about rents if you want, but I don't think there's any point. So I just got ChatGPT to summarize this. I think it's fine. But look at it all. Like, I'm not going to summarize the whole thing. Read through it. Anyway, pretty interesting as we walk through this one. We will see. As he says here, though, I felt it necessary to be meticulous and transparent. So we'll see. Mr. Boss Bostic, very fantastic. He literally is. But yeah, he also thinks just one rate cut. I'm not about it, Bostic. I'm not about it. Get the hell out of here, Bostic. Good news. Okay, right. Let's talk a little bit about what else is going on and then equally how this is sort of playing out. Stephen Mirren, thank you for your time. Gold passing 3704 amid a federal rate cut. So people kind of double back on this fact that we got a 25 basis points cut, and really the markets were looking for a little bit more. I think is fair to say the markets were hoping for 50 basis points. The Fed was never going to go it. But did you end up buying more Pepe 2-bit? No, I bought Bonk, Aster. What did I buy? Bonk, Aster, and something else. I can't think what it was though. AVAX. I did buy some more AVAX actually, because have you seen the like Anthony Sacramento is going big on AVAX? Pretty bullish. Camille reinstated. Oh, is he really? Fair play. A cat amongst the pigeons. You know it. You know it. ChatGPT is getting overused generally these days. Only tells you so much. No replacement for experience, in my opinion. Misses a lot of the bigger picture. True. True. Are we going to see another deep or not? I think you mean dump, but yeah, maybe. Maybe. Look at HEMI, please. Yeah, stick around. Redman Crazy. We will do the DeFi section in about, oh my God, like 5 minutes. Gold rally underscores renewed demand for safe haven assets. This is exactly what we're talking about. And again, if you go and look at some of the bank balance sheets, they are buying gold like crazy people, all right? So this is obviously seen as a better investment. Is what it is. Not gonna lose much sleep over it. Remember, people can now raise a little bit more capital at lower rates, potentially then making it more sense to kind of get involved in that. So yeah, could be interesting in that. We talked about crypto inflows hitting 1.9 billion after Fed's Fed cut. This obviously tells us that people got a little bit overcooked in the market. Particularly look at this, Ethereum looking very, very bullish with a wide amount going in there. Solana doing the same as well. A lot of it backed by treasury companies. Again, we saw a little bit more in terms of treasury buying today, which I think is important to think about. Oh my God. So Bitmine buying 264,000 Ethereum. Think about that. Think about that. It's wild. I've watched your YouTube today and can't decide 1,000. Danielle, interesting. Will there be financial or H? That's a great question, actually. I own one of them. I don't own both of them, but I do own one of them. But yeah, interesting. If I'm dead honest, just an opinion, I actually think you'll do all right with both. But you'll probably get more H bar for your buck. But I think Will there be financial probably has the slightly better economic model that's going to play out. That's just my opinion. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, Bitmine buying a whopping 264,000 Ethereum. That's pretty bullish. But ultimately, like we said, the market taking that big old dump, and the flash crash is like nothing new in Bitcoin news. And I think that's kind of the sentiment of the day. And, you know, unlike most, we kind of know what it did. We kind of know why it happened. The question, though, is this going to get way worse? And now, obviously, your boy's pumping the market the best we can. You know, we're up about $400 since we went live, but... anyway, good news. I'm not going to go too much into this, but Ripple unveiling its institutional focus roadmap for XRPL. Video coming about that later, so definitely check it out. And everyone give a round of applause. Rachel Reeves met with Scott Besson, and they deepened their cooperation on digital assets and cross-border capital raising. Good news. Good freaking news. It probably means they are going to sell the Bitcoin stockpile we've got, but... Anyway, it is what it is. So, good news. At least it's something. Let's leave it there. All right? Let's leave it there. Curtis says, just bought 100 million, billion, trillion. Will there be financials on YouTube if I lose? Okay. Fine. True Hubs is basically an internet indexing service that sounds like a human being, and the internet is full of shit. I mean, that's true as well. That is true as well. Yeah, I don't mean for summaries, more full, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Would you sit there and go, oh, ChatGPT, I've got $1,000 to invest. What shall I do? I don't recommend that, by the way. There's nothing, like Holmes says, that can replace actually just being in the market. But yeah, like summarizing stuff, it's way easier. Just like, okay, tell me the key points of this. Tell me how much, it's just, that is just taking the hard work out of anything. But yeah, good news. All right. Good news. In a very challenging and troubling day for some, not all, for some. I think is probably where we get to. And we'll see kind of how BTC plays out over the course of the next, few hours. I mean, this kind of gives you an indication of where we are trading around this range. Obviously, we did go as low as 112.1, so we did see a significant push down, but yeah. Sell the Bitcoin to us. I mean, that's true. Once you're in the market, you hear more than you think and make calls based on that 100%. And the other thing as well is be part of a community. Life is way easier when you're part of a community because you can bounce stuff around. I know that loads were talking in the Discord last night, just getting a view, getting a thought, getting an opinion. And I think that's where you can certainly benefit yourselves, in my opinion, which is kind of good. So, yeah. Alvin, what's going on, bud? Welcome. Welcome to yourself. Good to see you, pal. Yeah, so anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. But anyway, good news. Look, this is where I went live. FYI, this is the 9 o'clock. I was 112, 128, and we're 112, 600. So, you can all thank me by smashing the like button to a brand new all-time high. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of good stuff, which is great. Now, interesting enough, the DeFi market got absolutely obliterated as well, as you would expect. Nothing really too crazy going on. It's just life, isn't it? I don't know of anything super, super crazy over here. It is sort of what it is. Pump having a decent-ish ride. Grippy, I mean, look at this. Minus 30, minus 50, minus 13. Push. Thoughts on XL1? Look, ready to moon. XL1. Let's have a look. I like doing the DeFi section because we get to find out any cool-ass coins. Looks ready to moon. Does it? I mean, I'm not plugged into a lot of these coins, so I don't really know. But, I mean, maybe I got the wrong chart. Maybe. How is the investment group doing? I mean... yeah, secret. It's not secret, by the way, and I don't want people to think that we deliberately are like, oh, get those people out there. It just would make no sense at all. And in the greatest possible way, when you don't have money invested in it, you sort of don't get an opinion on it. But yeah, it's basically just a call we have every week that discusses what we're doing with it. It's all right. It's about 7 Gs. It probably is a bit less now, but it's okay. It's down still, what, 4 grand, but probably in line with the rest of it. Personally. But yeah, XRP to the moon. Richie, what's going on, buddy? Hey, Timmy, what do you think of Clanker? Have we looked at this before? Clanker. Which one is it? This one or this one? Clanker. Must be this one. $45 million market cap. Oh my God, it's absolutely... I mean, I'm saying it's sending. If in doubt, zoom out and see how bad it is. I don't know enough about it. I mean, that's a big spike. Why is it at a big spike? Why are they messing around with liquidity as well? Yeah, I don't know. It's done, Adam. Come on, Adam. Come on. We don't need that. It's done. Crypto is dead. XRP never to the moon, only in dreams. Depends when you bought in, Adam. So for many of us here on the channel, we bought XRP at 35 cents. Some even bought it below that. Some of us bought Solana at $8, Ethereum at 800. I'm not saying that, like, technically XRP's gone to the moon in some respects, but yeah. Token bot, yeah. I don't know too much about it. I guess if it's got something that's kind of cool, then yeah, that might be worthwhile. But I mean, the chart doesn't look horrendous. It looks okay, but yeah. What do you think of Celestia? Rich says, I bought 312. I think, look, if the market plays out, I'm not a financial advisor, by the way. If the market plays out, 312 will be fine. It just depends on what the market happens, in my opinion. And I would always say, if you bought 312 and you can DCA an opportunity, then, understand that. I mean, 283, you could get that DCA price down a little bit further. Again, I'm not telling you to go and buy it, though, by the way. That's not me. It's not me at all. I'm just saying that they are options available. Can anyone tell me where I can buy Asta? It's on a number of exchanges. You can get it on Mexi. You can get it on Bybit, I think. I think you might be able to buy it. You can buy it from Asta itself, I think. Zebek moving quite nice, is it? Oh, yeah, it's up 10%. Man, Zebek is actually moving a little bit. Fair play to Zebek. Fair play, look at that. Can you go live longer? Mike Tyson's left nipple. I mean, yeah. How much longer do you want me to go live for? Bear market starting, wake up. Shut up, Jay. Get out of here, Jay. You can't just say it. You got to come with facts, Jay. Come on. I 100% will listen to your point of view, but you can't just say the bear market's coming. What gives you a right or standard to tell me that the bear market's coming? You got to tell me with facts or opinion base that then convinces me that that's true, because I don't believe it's true. Nipples. Just proof that everybody's in the same boat, I expect. We're all just hoping that we're in a good position to come back from this. Yeah, I mean, look, here's my view, by the way. If you're sat there and you all of a sudden look at your portfolio and you're like, holy crap, I am down, then you definitely have not been playing this market correctly. That's just my opinion, by the way. You shouldn't be down, especially if you've been part of this channel since the forever time. You should absolutely be in a good place. So, right. Anyway, Clanker, not sure about if I'm done it. Hemi. Okay, yeah, let's look at that one. You got me to take a look at this one. HEMI. Oops, HEMO. HEMI, down 7% on the Binance Smart Chain. Interesting. Oh, look at the chart. That's pretty bullish. It's done $32 million in volume. What the fuck is this? Holy shit. It's just under 5. Why is it doing so much volume? That's got to have... Okay, yeah, so it's got some sort of bot running on it. Okay, fine. Fine. That's an insane level of volume. I mean, the chart looks pretty solid, in fairness. Uptrend, just under 5K holders. The only thing that I don't like about it is that volume's not right. $32 million in volume and 4.84K holders is way not right. So they're definitely manipulating that volume for some reason, which is never a good thing. CZ's invested? Is he really? The future Bitcoin, backed by YZI or Yeezy Labs, whatever it is. Okay, yeah, I feel like I've heard this. Is he actually invested, or is this kind of one of those things where he hasn't actually publicly said he's come out and done it? I know it's through Binance Labs, isn't it? But I mean, I might be wrong, by the way. I don't really have time to look at it, but I mean, look, the chart looked great in fairness. GigX says Beast. Oh, I heard about Beast. I feel like someone told me about Beast, and when I didn't. This one here, Beast Seller. Milli market cap, yeah. I mean, if it's this one, I remember someone telling me about this down here, and then obviously it went to absolute oblivion and missed it. But Momo in the house. What's going on, Crypto Space UK? Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hey, thanks for the follows, everybody. Hey, nearly 20,000 likes as well. So don't forget, tap the screen if you want to keep up to date with all the cryptocurrency markets, and you want to stay super bullish. Hit that follow button. Also, if you're here on YouTube, by the way, just find that thumbs up, give it a little tap, makes your life better. Also, if you fancy subscribing to the channel, we'd appreciate you as well. What do you think of Near? Any predictions? Yeah, we're in Near as the investment group. Yeah, Near, I like it. I like it. Had a great run, didn't it? Like 3 days ago, looking bullish, Dumperino, holding up pretty well. And I think that whole sort of IWA narrative, AI narrative is going to come back. I mean, people are freaking out about AI now and take over the world. It's going to crack Bitcoins. Quantum computing's taking over. But yeah, we're in it as the investment group. I like Near Protocol. It's good. It's good. Would I go all in with everything? Probably not, but we're in it for the investment group, which is fine. Tom, what's up? 12,000 XRP coming back after all these years. Any insights? I don't know. I mean, if you got 12,000 XRP, you're probably not in bad shape. Probably not in bad shape, in my opinion. Just my view. Just my view. But yeah, I think it'd be pretty good. The debate will be, how high do you think it's going to go? And if you got 12,000, I would have definitely already taken a little bit off the table, because why not? Do you think we're going to dump for the next few weeks before the rally? No, not the next few weeks. We might see a little bit more pain tomorrow, maybe. Depends what Jerome Powell's going to come out and say, but we may see a little bit more downside, maybe. Albeit, we are trying to rally back up. I mean, you'd want to see like 114 to 115, which doesn't feel that... Oops, I didn't want that one. Oh, we took it off. Come on, bro. What the frick? What am I looking for here? I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that. Right. Just excuse me 1 second while I just make this a little bit more appealing. 20-day. This one is the... why did I delete it? Oh, I was showing the investment group something. And then, do we need the 100? We don't need the 100, do we? We don't need the 100. Take the 100 off and then turn this to the 100, to the 200, which is fine. There we go. There we go. So, yeah, again, important to reference here, by the way, that we do have a bearish crossover here on the moving averages, which, you know, is probably going to play out tomorrow. So we probably want to see, 114 gets us back above the 50-day EMA. That would be a really kind of good news story, but whether we'll get there is a debate. We'd need something we'd need some sort of bullish macro news, like Trump does announce 401ks for Bitcoin or something. Not that amount, some dude on X, others are talking about. Oh, right, okay, sorry. Sorry. Some dude on X, others are talking about it. Others equal YouTubers. Tom White. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about what people say. Half the time, people are full of shit, is my opinion. And they go, oh, I want to bless the community, and I've got a wallet full of $50 million. You'd be like, why the hell are you tweeting on X? You'd be like, driving your Lambo around. But yeah, I mean, my view, by the way, XRP, bearish case, I would still sit between $7 and $8, mid between 10, 11, bullish 12 to 15. You know, I'm sort of that place. They did announce their recent XRPL roadmap, which could be pretty interesting. And obviously the whole banking thing could be pretty bullish as well. Again, the market has to come with us, though. XRP is not going to pump on its own. XRP is not going to pump by itself. Hopefully we sort of see that play out. But anyway, Bitcoin's trying, you know, 112,700. They're all buying the Bitcoin back. It's cheap. The hell? Did you get shaken out? Can Jerome Powell not speak tomorrow? It depends what he says. Depends what he says to Mark Pete, doesn't it? I mean, the likelihood of him being bullish is pretty slim. It's pretty slim, but yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Let's see if there's any kind of info about it. Jerome Powell's speech. Let's see what he says. I mean, he's probably going to double back, so he may reference Stephen Mirren. I don't think he will. So the Jerome Powell speech, PMI data are going to be highlighting economic events. So it's not going to be like the super craziest speech that we expect, but he is talking about future monetary policy. So you got manufacturing PMI, which could be interesting. This will indicate whether tariffs are going to come in. You've then got Jerome Powell speaking at 12:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Bowman speaks. Talking about Fed policy considerations. Bostic, I mean, the 10 a.m. The 10 a.m. Eastern time. That could be interesting as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, I mean, monetary policy for Jerome Powell. You know, we'll see. 100% it will bore people to death. I mean, that's true as well. That's true. Ask ChatGPT what Jerome Powell will say tomorrow. Let's have a look. Appreciate all the follows, by the way, on TikTok. Thank you so much. Building a nice little community over here, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. What is Jerome Powell speaking about tomorrow? Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. Tim, I hear him say all the time someone was the first subscriber, but can't remember who. Curtis was the first channel member. I don't know who the first subscriber was. Probably myself. My mum. My mum was my first subscriber all those time ago. Just need enough to make him buy a Mustang. Nice. Nice. Yeah, you were indeed, Curtis. You were the first G. So he is talking at... See, this is where I think ChatGPT is actually quite good. Jerome Powell is scheduled to give a speech at the Economic Outlook tomorrow at the Greater Providence Chamber of Commerce 2025 Economic Outlook Luncheon in Warwick, Rhode Island. The Fed lists the start time is 12:35 p.m. Eastern, which is 5:35 p.m. BST for you. A live stream is typically available via the Fed site. If you want, I can also pull the key takeaways right after he speaks, relate them to BTC ETF flows, broad risk statement. Yes, and send that on a summary. Send that on a summary sheet to my email. There we go. It's all the data he'll say. I mean, that's true as well, yeah. Crypto Dreams went from retiring to now I'd be happy with a house deposit. Mex, I know what you're feeling, bro. I know what you're feeling. Everyone was super bullish, but that's why the market did what it did. Those pesky exchanges took the opportunity. They can't help it. They can't help it. They see over-leveraged newbies and they say, hey, we're taking that capital off them. They don't need it. They don't need it. That's what happened. Anyway. That should give you an idea. Now, whether we get kind of good news or bad news, I don't know. We'll see. But right, cool. ChatGPT is going to send me that through. Thank you so much, ChatGPT. Appreciate it. Good. All right. Well, that's kind of where we are. Hopefully we'll see something play out. And hopefully we'll get some news. I don't know whether we'll get anything bullish, but you know, we can always hope, can't we? There's going to be a good day and even worse days. That's true, Casey. That's true. When do you think we will rally? I mean, the answer is if Trump comes out and says, okay, fine, I'm signing an executive order so you can put Bitcoin into your 401ks, like 10 minutes after that. But yeah, I don't know. Tom, I appreciate you tuning in, my man. Thank you so much. We will have to see. I think, you know, and again, take it for context, by the way. We could see it's a 2.5% dump today. We could see a 4% move tomorrow. We could. I'm not saying we are going to, by the way, but we could see a move tomorrow back to the upside. We could see loads of ETF pressure coming in. we could see, and bear in mind, the stock market and everything else hasn't dumped. So this is very specific to the crypto market, very specific, nothing else. So you could either get in a place and go, oh, well, I think it's all a disaster. Or you can just be like, maybe it's just a thing. Let me give you an example. The Dow looks like it's going to open green tomorrow, as does the S&P 500. Nothing crazy, but looks like it's going to open pretty well. The Nikkei looks like it'll open green, as does the Shanghai Exchange. And the Hong Kong Stock Exchange is just marginally down. So yesterday, if you remember, we actually looked pretty bearish. US indices or index is actually going to open, and the volatility measure, which is the VIX, 16.1, which is slightly ticked up versus where we were today. So markets look like they're going to price in a pretty decent move. Again, a lot of that will be based on that manufacturing data that comes in, though. That'll be a big thing. Yeah, so we'll see. The stuff I'm hearing about ISO, this is going to affect XRP. I mean, it might do, yeah. It might do. What goes down must go up. That's very true, Fairground, as well. No, Tim, your message didn't get back to me with the results, so not sure. What the heck? What? Michael Steve says, just learn to increase your crypto portfolio by trading, then hope on price fluctuation to increase your holding. As for me, I've been working with him, ZBit Crypto, and my crypto is on a steady increase. Who is this ZBit Crypto guy? I need to meet him. He sounds like a great guy. He sounds like he knows what the hell he's talking about. As for me, I've only got 2 bits, not Z bits, just 2 bits. Anyway. Love it. Love it. Right, BTC, come on, Bitcoin. I mean, tell you what, it'd be nice to get back above 113, wouldn't it? 113 would be a nice little close, actually. That would be. It sounds like Tim. It's definitely some sort of bot, surely. Surely, Holmes. But yeah, fingers crossed we can get back above 113. I think 113 would be a decent close. Whether we get there or not, then we'll see. Now, interesting breaking news, by the way. Here we go, breaking news, baby. Paul Atkins, the current SEC chair, is going to be on Mornings Maria tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. Hope you all tune in. Maybe Paul Atkins going to be talking about 401ks. Let's get it, Paul. Pump the market, pump the market. Michael Steve says he's not. Love it. Love it. Yeah. Yeah. Get out of here, Holmes. What's going on, Vern? Shocking day for ETH. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Shocking day for the markets. The market took a dumperino. Again, though, it's kind of one of those where you're like, we'll see. Griff Nash, what's going on? What's up, 2-bit? Good evening. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. I'm not laughing at you, by the way, Griff Nash. I'm laughing at the other conversation that's happening. Buy time, guys. Don't panic. It's the perfect time to get in. That's true as well. That's true as well. Okay, shut up. Right, anyway, Paul Atkins is on Mornings with Maria, so that could be worthwhile watching. Good news. Good news. Yeah, hit the like button, everybody. Don't forget, if you're brand new to the channel as well, it absolutely could be a good idea to subscribe. If you want to come and join our community, by the way, jump in the Discord, link in the description, and I updated the bio on TikTok. So you now have the actual Discord. If you want to get trade alerts, alpha calls, new coins launches, everything else, you can become a channel member. Going to cost you a few bucks a month. Or subscribe here on TikTok and you get instant access to our premium Discord. That can be things like chart requests with our bot, alpha calls, trade signals, and any venture capitalist opportunities that come up. Again, not financial advice. And previous gains are not an indication of gains to come. But again, if you want to just be part of that and support the channel, then feel free. What's going on, Vern? Good. Right. What else is there to talk about? Don't forget, we could get ETFs this week. I talked about this yesterday. Maybe we get ETFs. Maybe. But again, worthwhile thinking about some buys that came in today. Look at this. Sailor buying $69 million. Sorry, $96 million. Metaplanet, I said, bought $632 million. That's crazy. Strive, 675. Capital B, 62 milli. 1.47 billion Bitcoin bought this morning. And somehow, albeit not for very long by the look of it, we're still under 113,000. Like, what? What? It's all a scam. Mean dream, money making machine. So we'll see. We'll see. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Right, good. Fairground says Crow and Sui. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at Crow for a while, actually. What's Crow doing? Man, look at Bitcoin, 112,800. Let's get it, baby. Crow's at 20. I mean, still holding up. It's still holding up pretty well. Look at that. 21,283. I mean, you're not going to argue with that. Holding the 50-day EMA, is it going to take a bounce? Maybe. And Sui, I think, I mean, we talked about Sui before. Again, looking pretty optimistic as to what's going on. 334. A little bit of a little dumperino, but still, I'm going to stay bullish. I'm going to stay bullish. Anything green, mate? Well, I mean, there's a couple of bits, in fairness. Couple of bits. Nothing crazy, but still decent. Decent. Man, I thought someone else had bought some Marvets tokens, and that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, I can hold it up, but be okay. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Oh, hold on a minute. I just sort the live stream out. It's telling me that I've been on for an hour. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that? Who is at... Is there someone called at ZBitCrypto? No way there's actually someone called that. No way. I'm looking at Telegram now. Oh, that's not me. That is... Shit. That's not me, bro. Don't message those choppers. Hey, come here. That's actually someone called at ZBitCrypto. That's a scammer account. That's not me. That is not me. No, bro. Look, ZBitCrypto. This isn't me. Michael Steve, that's not me. Yeah, that is not me. This is definitely not my account, by the way. There you go. Look, this is it. It's on the screen now. That's not me. ZBit, yeah, I know. It's definitely, honestly, look at the scammers. Michael Steve, if you are genuinely like just a community member, then do not connect with that account. That's not me. That's not me. It's not even me. My YouTube channel's got a 2 at the start of it. What the hell are you talking about? Man, honestly, there's loads of scam 2-bit guys. I mean, it's ridiculous, really. There's a 2-bit crypto trade account, a 2-bit crypto this account, a 2-bit crypto that account. I mean, honestly, it's wild. It's wild. Anyway, that's why you need to get in the Discord. The Discord's definitely worth it. There's a Z on my wall. That looks about as much like a Z as you look like a Z, you chopper. Anyway, yeah, I mean, look at this. 2-bit, the FX 2-bit crypto trade. Man, there's loads of them, actually. Holy crap, I didn't realize it was that bad. Thing is, you report them and nothing happens. Yeah, I think so, Alvin. I think so. I'll take it as that. Do you know what I mean? I'll take it as that. But, yeah, look at this. Look. What? Get out of here. Right, let's close that down. Anyway, back to business. Bitcoin looks like we might retest 113. That'd be a nice little move. I mean, that's up $1,000 since we went live. That is up $1,000 since we went live. So, yeah. Hopefully we can see it might move up. Hopefully we get there, in fairness. There is an army of 2-bits. There is an army of 2-bits. And somehow... weirdly, ZBit Crypto seems to have more followers than I do. What is that about? Robert Dover's in the building. What's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Hey, where do you see crypto in 2026? Good question. Do I think, and I've managed to stay pretty resolute on this, that I think the market finishes in 2025. However, if we go into 2026, if, and I'm still staying that 2025, I think is where we get to, by the way. If, then I absolutely think we could see some crazy prices. 200K. I said this before. Maybe a 200K Bitcoin. Not financial advice, just my opinion. But yeah, 2026 would be crazy. Which I've said along, by the way. I hope we do go into 2026. I hope I'm wrong, because I think we'll get bigger price movement in 2026 than if we finish in 2025. But yeah, still. 2-bit crypto going to pump massive this week. No one expects it. Luke, I think you are right. I absolutely align with that as well. What's going on, Rob? Says last shakeout before the move up. I mean, that's also possible. I hope so. I hope everyone's right. You know, I think that could be true. Calamari says bear trap. Yeah, I did look at that. I did look at that. Well, hot day. Well, okay. Let's do. Do you think 2-bit changes his mind to December 2025, Jan 2026, March 2026, or August 2026? There you go. So I've seen the top. Would you just hold and wait for the next cycle or sell, or and get out? I would 100% sell and get out. Yeah. But I don't believe the top's in. Again, this is the thing, isn't it? No one's actually going to know when the top's in. No one's going to be able to go, yep, top's in. You just got to do what you think's right. But with everything that's going on, with all the macro statements and all of everything that's coming in, I cannot be in a world where I think the top's already been. I just don't believe it. And that could be my downfall. And you've got to make the decision you think is right for you. But think about it. Not a single top indicator's in. Even today, when you've got $1.6 billion worth of liquidations, you've had $1.4 billion worth of buying from institutions. The difference is right now is it's a institutional driven market versus a retail driven market. And if you're not sure, Tim's going to let us know as well. So shout out to Tim. So basically when Tim says we're in, that's it. Sell everything, get out. Vern says check TG was why we're going to 2026. I think it came up on it did come up a little bit on my screen. So yeah, just in US lawmakers ask SEC to implement President Trump's executive order opening the 12.5 trillion 401k retirement market to crypto. Yeah. I mean, is it Massachusetts? I don't know. Someone's already done it to a degree. But yeah, I mean, that could be a reason. They've got to buy it in though, by the way. And just because he signs an executive order doesn't mean it instantly then goes into law. Is that right? Am I right in saying that? I feel like I am right in saying that. But anyway, keep your eyes up. Keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, I mean, look, that could definitely push it into 2026. Definitely could push it in 2026. The fact that if it gets approved would be a pretty big deal, wouldn't it? Let's just call a spade a spade. That would be a pretty big deal. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. I think that's right. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, I think that's right as well. Don't let a lot of people go down with the ship and can't let go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people will, Rob. Like, definitely. Like, people are going to get absolutely wrecked. And this is why I say, by the way, we could naively and blindly be like, oh, the market's going way higher, and we could end up absolutely shitting our pants and getting out of this with nothing. But in my opinion, you've got to make the best use of the facts and what you believe, and then, you know, come to a conclusion. If you think the market's done, sell and get out. If you don't, then, you know, hold on. Have we been here before? Yes. We rallied down to 108,000 before rallying back up to 118. You know, that's kind of where it is. Let's call it, call a spade, but do it as like a card spade. Do you reckon? Yeah. So, you know, that's kind of where I get to anyway. We've seen this kind of move. The key I always think is not necessarily the day you dump, it's what happens the day after. Do we actually see a little bit of a bounce back? Do we see a little bit more buying pressure coming to the market, or do we just kind of dump a little bit further? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, some people even people who are going to get into the market late are going to get wrecked. It's just life, isn't it? It's life. Brad Garlinghouse has tweeted about his wife. That's pretty interesting. What's going on, Brad? What's going on, Brad? Right. Anyway, anything else people want to look at? What's happening here? Look, Zebek at 9%, still looking pretty good. Aether's on the move again. Asta, holy crap, Asta's up 10%. Let's go, baby. Tim, should I sell this? Should I sell it? I've made a killing on this today. Let's get it. Let's get it. You have a top in your head and sell at that point and no looking. Yeah, I mean, that's true as well. That is true as well. But yeah, maybe you should sell. Maybe we should sell. Thoughts on altcoins? Yeah, look, I think altcoins are going to do very well. You okay, bro? Yeah, I'm fine, mate. I'm holding up all right. I'm holding up just about. But yeah, I mean, look, there's been some big announcements of some altcoins today. I think there's been some definite moves in the market when it comes to altcoins. I mean, There's a debate, obviously, on Asta and all the rest of it, you know, backed by Binance. But, you know, look, altcoins are where we are. Where are we sitting right now? 1.59 trillion on the total 2, which is everything minus Bitcoin. I just didn't mean to do that. Came down, went below the 50, bounced back up. But look at this, though. When you look at the total 2, that's in a pretty good uptrend. So you could argue here that everything minus BTC is in an uptrend and has been since the... What's going on with this chart? Has been since the lows here back in June. So, you know, you take the bottom here. You know, where would you argue this chart kind of plays out? There. So we just kind of probably broke the downward trend, but we talked about this with Solana, you know, this pattern as we sort of work our way up. You know, the altcoin market looks pretty bullish, if you ask me. It looks pretty bullish, if you ask me. Who sells in the red? Noobs. Noobs. XRP facts. How do you know? Prediction? No, something. Who are you talking about, Michael? Michael's been weird. I thought Michael was bullish on ZBit crypto. Why has he come in? He's trying to take all the people. I don't know. I'm a bit... sorry, I was looking at TikTok. But yeah, Michael's unfortunately flipped. He's gone from being bullish when he came in to bearish right now. I don't know why. What's up, Michael? Tell us all about it. Tell us all about it. I mean, if you've been following ZBit crypto, bro, you are unfortunately definitely not following the right person. So that may be a problem. That may be a problem. And he's also got the XP. Don't forget the XP, baby. But yeah, I would definitely stop following ZBit crypto, Michael. That's what I would do. That's my view. Anyway, right, good. Time we on? 10:05. Holy crap. We've been live nearly an hour and 10 minutes. Who would have thought that? Boom, 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 boom. I mean, even the total market kind of looks all right, in fairness. Look at that. The total market actually feels okay. So it is what it is. Like I said, we know what's happened. We absolutely know what's gone on. It's been a big manipulation day. Markets dumped. Wintermute, as well as Galaxy, Pantera Capital, and all of those big liquidity providers decided today they were going to absolutely dump the markets. It is what it is. All right? We're not going to lose much sleep over it. Again, days like today, they either shake you out or they make you more convinced in your, your play and what you want to do. And my stance, I'm dialed into the market, and I absolutely think we are going higher. I just looking at World of It Financial, actually. They've been sending a load of USD1 out. 20 million to BitGo deposits. 2.5 million to BitGo deposits. Man, they've been printing USD1. Interesting. Binance manipulating? Yeah, 100%. 100%. It does test resolving. Yeah, Rob, you know it. Do you expect the bull run to go into Q1 now then? I don't personally, but 29% of the community believe that I will flip my mind, albeit only 17 of you have voted, so it's a bit like, whatever. That I will move to a view that 2026 could be the move. We'll see. I'm not convinced yet. Yeah. I guess we need to see. Will Große aus Deutschland. What's going on, Daniel? Man, I used to know a bit of German. Wie geht's, Daniel? I think that's German. Vincent, what's going on, buddy? Welcome. In regards to the last cycles, how many days after the halving was the top in? About 1,056 or something like that, I think it was. 1,065 maybe. Something like that. It's good, super. Yeah, it's about 1,065, I think. Thoughts on XRP? Think you missed that cue from Luke. No, I saw it. Bullish on XRP. Yeah, I think XRP is going to do very well. I'm dead curious to get into their new roadmap releasing for XRPL. I think that could be good news. And I'm dead curious about the banking license when they get that. I want to see what that does. Shine, what's going on? Been offline for a couple of days and all. Yeah, well, see, that's the problem. Don't go offline. Don't go offline. Akash, what's going on, buddy? Fagan, I think you're going to 2026 and then you're going to lose your money. Oh no. Daniel, today's manipulated. Yeah. Binance have been selling a absolute ton of cryptocurrency. Definitely. Most of my portfolio is XRP and Bitcoin. Any advice? I mean, I think you're fine. Bitcoin longer term hold. It depends, you know, if you wanted to speculate on a couple of other altcoins, you may take a proportion of that portfolio. But look, you got to do what you got to do. I would argue those two are pretty solid players. Are they going to be the craziest movers? Maybe not. Depends when you got an XRP, but, you know, always balance risk versus reward. That's my opinion. And if you're happy with that level, then, you know, that's what it is. January 15th, 2026 is 1,000 days after the last halving. January the 15th. Rob Shoesmith's calling it. Galley got married the past weekend. Yeah, I know. I said that, yeah. It's kind of interesting anyway. Anyway, let's close the vote down. After you all whinged about having a vote, 18 of you voted. So, yeah, appreciate that. Good job, everybody. Good job. Everyone has different strategies. Exactly. What your Discord? Links on my bio. Again, you can get in there. It is a free Discord you can get in if you want to get access to our trade signals as well as all the coins, etc. It's very new. Then you either subscribe here or become a channel member on YouTube and you can get in there. But link in the bio. Again, it's a free Discord which you can get in and chat with the community, which is good. So, yeah. Hey, Psycoin. Feyenoord, what's going on, pal? Welcome to you. We're just winding things down here. So, yeah. This was the top. No, come on, bro. It can't be in the top. The top was 124k. If you say the top was in, then the top was 13th of August. No, come on, bro. It can't be the top. I haven't made enough money yet. Are they right? They don't look like the right Discord channels. They don't look like the right Discord channel. It's this one, right? Isn't that the Discord? Where are these two Discord channels that you guys are sending people? What? What? Do you know if Japan raised their No, they kept them the same. They kept it flat. What Discord channel are you guys sending out? What the? Oh, I get. You guys are moderators, aren't you? So you'll have created your own links. I'm assuming. In fact, I can actually see that. Oh no, you're Don't do that, Tim. You're literally just sending people to the investment group. Oh dear. Yeah, Jesse created an invite. Yeah, Tim. That's literally to the investment group. It doesn't that one. Yeah, use that one I sent. That's fine. There we are. Welcome in. Welcome in. If you want to join the Discord, get your sends in. Fantastic Armadillo, Gina Parker. Welcome in. All right. You have to go into the top and click on the actual 2-bit bunker and then go to invite people. It should end with NG42. Kind of low its rates again. Yeah, that's true. What's XRP going to do? Hopefully keep going up to the moon. Hopefully. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. The big debate, like we said, will be all about tomorrow. How does it play out in the markets? As always, I will keep you posted. We'll be back live tomorrow night talking all things cryptocurrency. And if you are interested in that, make sure you hit the follow button. Also, if you're brand new here on YouTube, do hit the subscribe button. And here are all the links where you can catch all my socials. I'm less on Instagram, but look, here are the other ones as well. So Jay is in. Welcome, Jay. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome, Jay. Bosh, there you go. You get a little welcome. Right, everybody, I'm out of here. I am definitely, shut up, Curtis. Definitely going to hit it up. Again, if you want to join the Discord, link in the bio and on the description on YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow night, as always, 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully, we'll have a slightly better day in the market. Remember, if you want to jump in that Discord, link is in the descriptions. Get in there. It's definitely worth your time. But until tomorrow, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Don't follow ZBit Crypto. Follow 2Bit Crypto, the only bit crypto out there. See you soon, everybody.